So Fury is back on the spotlight thanks to another YouTuber who has been posting videos over the past week dealing a lot of damage after the touch of the spare nerf. If you don't know who I'm talking about this Korean player. I recommend you to watch the videos because, well, you can see the crazy damage she's doing, and she always or almost always show everything, the items, the masteries, the skill, etc. at the end of the video. So I recommend you to do that. In fact, this video is about something I learned by watching these videos. So before diving into that, seriously, content creators, stop copy and pasting the content of other players. If you are running out of content, just post a video praising the content of other players, like I'm doing right now. Why I will post a video like if it was me the one who come up with this build when I wasn't? She was, and I'm making a video about something I learned from her. So please do the same. Give credit to the people when they deserve it. You don't need to be the best on everything. You don't need to be the best on every class. You don't need to come with every idea. While I'm saying this, you probably know if you saw someone who posted a video about this build yesterday. I'm not going to give more details into that. So what I learned by watching her, I learned two things, or better say, I learned one thing and I double checked something I already know and something we have been discussing for some time already. So what did I already know? Oh, sorry. What things do I already know that I have double checked by watching her videos? The best damage stats is not critical, it's not heavy, it's not hit. It's cooldown speed and it's attack speed. And the third one will be buff duration. We already know about this. We have been discussing about this in the Bombers Den Discord server for a while already, since the first Korean player killing the dummy in under a minute jumped to the spotlight. Okay, so we already knew this, but this player over here basically went off the roof. She maximized all those stats, and that's why you can see this huge damage. Why? Because cooldown speed is very important. Some people say you don't need more cooldown speed like after 50 because it has diminishing returns and blah 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 blah. That's false, okay? We look at this, for example, this video. Let's check. Let's see. Let's look at self-led diffusion. She uses it. And look at this now. It's available right away. She uses it. And it's available right away. 2 seconds CD. Why? Because she is running in this particular video 91% cooldown speed. That's a lot. That can only be achieved with some specific items. And if you follow this road, forget about your Fury for PvP, because basically this is based on this, okay? To achieve that, you need these two nebula accessories, and that's hard to get because, as you know, Nebula implies a lot of RNG. But on top of that, you need that both rings should be using the cooldown synergy, not the max health that you will use for PvP. But also, forget about Teven, forget about Queen Berendir, forget about the heroic weapons. You can only achieve that with these two. Because with the combination of Ackman and Deckman, you have cooldown speed here, you have high attack speed here, you have a way faster weapon with Deckman, because Deckman is faster than all the other ones and faster than all the other crossbows. And you also need to use the cooldown resonance traits here. Something that you will not use for PvP. For PvP, you most likely use either weaken chance, or heavy, or hit, or critical. And you will not use cooldown speed, most likely. So, yes, you can achieve this huge damage. But it has a cost. And the cost is, depending on 2 Nebula accessories, depending on 2 World Boss weapons, and forgetting about your PvP build, basically. Which in her case is not a problem because, as I saw in the videos, she plays Scout, I think. Also, she has the staff here, so maybe she's using staff 1 or maybe a liberator for PvP, I don't know. That's the thing I already knew and that I already double checked by watching her. But what I learned from her, this. Look at the armor items. The spectral set with these 2, the void set, and the transcendent glove. If you recall correctly, basically everything related to Curse's DPS always involves 2 sets. Spectral and Sacred. And for the glove, the Transcendent was the better because you have 11 stats and a lot of attack speed. This was like the holy grail, okay? You could, for example, I was using for PvE the Sacred Vanquisher here, the helmet on the chest, and the spectral glove here, and the spectral pants, and the violent demonic beast for boots here. The accessories depend. I'm not talking about the accessories now, only about the armors, okay? And this was the best combination. You could try to add Sacred Glove here or whatever, but the best min-max combination were these 5, okay? Also another potential choice was Sacred Garb here and Spectral Pants here, whatever. We ran the numbers back in the day and this was the best possible combination. But is it now? Because she's not using this and she's doing a lot of damage. So what's going on here? So I decided to create another PvE build based on the voice set. As you can see, we have different accessories because, as said, I'm not min-maxing PvE. These are the items I use for PvP, more or less, because the ring is different. But I mean, for PvP, I'm not using this ring, but the rest is basically what I'm using. The accessories, I mean. So what do we have here? The difference between using this spectral sacred combination against spectral sacred combination. We can clearly see this. A lot more base damage. Because Void give 20 max damage and also has more stats, so that's why at the end is 31. The other stats are almost irrelevant. Yes, it has some more heavy attack because of the boots, but for PvE we are already in a high number here. This is not making much difference. I think it was like 3%, so it's not that much difference. And for bosses you already have the boss heavy runes, etc. So there is not much difference here. A little more buff duration, attack speed similar, and all the other stats are really irrelevant for this case. Okay. So I decided to use ChatGPT to make a game here. Basically, I describe both characters. Alice is the one using Sacred. Bob is the one using Void. I give it the relevant data, which is the base damage. Buff duration really was irrelevant for this case. The heavy attack chance, the critical, what you are using critical. I explain what a critical means, but also I say that they are using some damage over time attacks, and in the case of Alice, she has a 24% boost. So I define these attacks: a regular attack, quick fire, touch of despair, decaying touch, and Teven. And I propose, okay, during 10 seconds, let's say which character is better. I assume, I didn't really run the really test it, but I assume 3 quick fires and 40 regular attacks. And the dots, well, are going to do damage 10 times, 1 per second. After all the calculations, blah 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 blah, the conclusion was that Bob has higher overall damage. But he said something. Okay, Alice may benefit more from dot heavy setups or for longer duration. So I said, okay, instead of 10 seconds, let's scale this to 30 seconds, because 30 seconds is now the limit of touch of despair. So now we basically multiply everything per 3. So 9 quick fires, 120 regular attacks, and the dots running for 30 seconds. After all the calculation, still Bob is better. But as it says, the gap is narrowing. What does it mean? It means that in the past, when touch of despair could be scaled indefinitely, it was better to run the sacred set, because after maybe 40 seconds, it started to do more damage overall. But now, as it's limited to 30 seconds, the void set is just better. Because we are not only doing cures damage, cures hits, we are doing regular attacks, and we are doing quick fires, and we are using the ray, and we are doing other stuff. So it's not only the curses. In fact, if we ignore everything and only compare curses to curses, this one will be still better. This one will be still better because the 24% of the sacred set for a cures is going to be better than the average, because remember that for curses the damage is not neither the minimum nor the maximum, it's the average of the interval. So even though this is 31 more, what is interesting is what's going to be the average, and compare the average, and still, let's say, still the sacred will be better. But as we do over other stuff, now the void stalker set combined with the spectral is the best possible PvE combination. And this is basically where I'm heading to. I already have the mask, I already have the armor. I think I don't have neither of these yet. Let's check the market actually. So the market, they are pretty low. I could buy them right away, but I'm not really rushing things. These ones drop pretty easy from Void Waste. I have got a few of them in the past, but I have always sent them to transmutation. So that's the karma, I think. This one are from Calligraph, I think, so it's the same. Maybe I will need to buy the spectral boots. It's cheap. We have the goblin events lowering the price, so I don't really care about this price right now. So that's it for this video. The summary. Remember that first, cooldown speed is very important for all classes, not just for Fury, for all classes. But for Fury, it's even better. Attack speed is the best or second best stat, because the faster you attack, the more cooldown rests you are going to have. Buff duration is the third best stat, because the longer you have self duration running, the more damage and the more cooldown you are going to have, the more cooldown you are going to reset. Secondly, I spoke about give credit to other content creators. Really, stop copy and pasting and just make a video praising the content of others like I just did. That's it. I mean, you are not going to lose followers or whatever. You are just praising the content of other people. And third, remember, now it seems that the Void Spectral is better than Sacred Spectral. However, let me make something clear here. Let's look at the numbers here. The difference is not that much. If you already have this, I will not switch to this, even though this build is cheaper than this. I will not switch because it's just a little difference. In my case, I didn't have neither of this because, as I said, I was using, let me say here, I was using one kisser here, one kisser, spectral. I was using this. This was very bad for PvE. In fact, I get rank 20 or 30 in raid bosses. So this is bad for PvE. These gloves are awful for PvE. No stats, no attack speed, no cooldown speed. Both of these items are all awful. The pants here are awful again as well. So that's it. In fact, this just reminds me something I need to test. This glove are very good. Okay, but maybe let me clone and check it right away. A better pick will be where you here. This glove doesn't have attack speed trait, but it has cooldown speed and heavy attack chance. So maybe it may. No, sorry. I was going to say that maybe this one were better, but not. And you know why? Because of this. By using this glove, I don't have the wisdom from the transcendent glove. And if I don't have this wisdom, I don't get to over 80. If I don't get to over 80, I'm missing 3% of cooldown. So basically, I'm saying that I'm going to lose some damage, some attack speed for an extra of 2% of cooldown speed. I think it will not be worth it, because as I said, heavy is not really that needed after you get past 500, because it has diminishing returns for PvE. So this is for the video, thanks for watching and see you on the next one.